So they'll be calling you a radical. Let's stay on this because the market's going to open in the morning. So all you people that are using a nuclear stock, crooked ass company like Nuscale, don't even understand the implications. You're playing it like GameStop. Go to fucking Vegas. Go play some blackjack or roulette. I mean, it's pathetic. You don't even think these things fucking through. So you just handed these crooks a whole bunch more money. And if you think you like that stock at $6, $7, $8, $9, $10, you fools, the CFO unloaded again at $4.23 on Friday. He knows the stock's worthless. He knows. Fuck, they've been knowing all year. This is the greatest nuclear pump and dump in fucking human history. Now stay with me. There's a reason the protesters in Belgium, Greenpeace in Europe are the shit. Greenpeace in the United States are a piece of sellout shit. Nuclear energy is not great. And they're holding up signs, stop the fairy tale. Because that's what it is. It's a 80-year-old fucking sham for billions of... This makes NASA look like fucking legit. I mean, it's unbelievable. This is one of the greatest, most corrupt stocks in history. Where the fuck is the SEC? Honestly, where is the SEC on this? I handed them all the goods on a silver platter from day one on this. This thing started in 2010, and I was all over them then. And of course, then Fukushima happens. I'm all over them then. I'm like this giant lie. Fucking, the original funding, I'm the guy that outed it. It was Kenwood Financial. Look it up. Kenwood Financial was the SEC went after back when the SEC in 2010, 2011, and convicted them. It was nothing but a Ponzi scheme. It reminds me of Blue Castle on the Green. Red Dog Hedge Fund. That was another Ponzi scheme. Of course, the Untouchables. So, the gangster that was running that Ponzi schemes got sentenced to prison in South America, of all places. This thing was a sham from the beginning. The only municipality on the face of the planet is here in Utah. I'm a Utah ratepayer. I'm 7th generation Utah. Not to mention I did all this work while I'm in critical condition. Maybe you can run and send Tim Ballard some money, or what's her name, the therapist, Jody Hillebrand. Put some money on her books. I mean, those vloggers, I mean, what YouTube's done to me is beyond criminal. And I mean, not even talking from the economic standpoint. This YouTube site should have, I mean, if I monetized it back in the day, I mean, fuck. You think what it's disgusting. It's disturbing. So I've dug this out from the beginning. I'm in the Utah State Legislature fighting them. I'm the only one in there battling them. I'm like, no, this is a sham. I'm interviewing all these different politicians. Now, Larry Householder in Ohio, at least the FBI went on the first energy bailout. Of course, Ohio still bailed them out. But that's for nuclear reactors that exist or are there. These don't even exist. This is a fairy tale. So, Bill Gates. This falls into Bill Gates. The most hated man in the state of Utah, bar none. I mean, I remember when, come on, man. I was an old trader. I'm born and raised Utah. My brother was the HR guy there. I mean, half my family was big woods there. Bill Gates rolls in 95. Remember, he never invented shit. Windows, the operating system was invented here in Utah. Alan Ash and Bruce Bastian. Bill Gates stole it. Remember, he was bringing back Jobs' mouse, and he was going to bring that back, and he had all this money. He never invented anything, all this money, and he just blitzed it, and he cut a deal with, remember, WordPerfect merged with Novell. Remember their $1 billion worth of cash that Eric Schmidt looted and ripped off? It's a lot of money in the 90s. Remember, Shift F-Sync had 99% of the market share? Fuck, I had to learn all that shit. Al Mega's right here. Fuck. But WordPerfect and Novell, Bill Gates cuts the deal with them, and everything's going to work. Their software is going to compatible their software, and then he spends billions of dollars on this giant Windows freaking advertising. Where'd that come from? Out of thin air. And then you went in to use your WordPerfect with your Windows, and words would pop up. Fuck you. Eat shit. Go to hell. Remember that? Remember there was a trial here in 2011? Why was you there protesting, Kevin? was in the bone marrow transplant right above it, looking out the window. Full of fucking AML leukemia, given 2 months to live, fucking going in and out of a fucking coma, dying. But nobody's going to fund my work. You know, like I said, run and give Tim Ballard fucking couple $100 million. I mean, it blows my fucking mind how the internet, well, Google, the powers that be have kettled me. I remember I got an email from years ago in 2012, 2013 from Google telling me that my retention on my site was not in the top 10%, was one of the top 10 YouTube sites on the face of the planet for retention. Fuck, my retention level at one point was like 97%. I mean, unheard of shit. But, you know, and that's the way the sidebar worked in those days. I knew that. I'm the old, just the #1 school business in the history of this country to this day, exit scoring. Oh yeah, that's me, the student professor. That's me. I taught communications. I taught all these classes. I knew the visual genre. I knew how to hold retention. So you Google any of this the most important subject matter maybe in human history. Well, I think it's unarguable. At least since Krakatoa, 416, used to Google the salmon collapse for son of Cassandra, Blanch Historic. I predicted every fucking bit, not to mention do the film. So you predict the salmon numbers, the Fukushima disaster, all of it. The only person on earth that had this all nailed dead to rights was Kevin Blanch, and rightfully so. People were paying attention, rightfully so, because I had it right. I was dead on, and they knew I had it right, including the powers that be knew I was right. So they went after me. 19 of the 20 on the sidebar would be me on all this subject. I was competing with BBC. I was competing with Reuters, ABC, NBC. I was kicking their ass. PBS. I remember I had a comment on the Miles O'Brien video. And one of my comments up there had 15 or 20,000 likes to comment. And it had, I think, several thousand. I think last time I looked at it was 7,000 or 8,000 replies. Then, you know, 3 years after the fact, they go bloop and just delete it. Talk about erase the fucking, burn the books, burn the fucking libraries, fucking burn them all. I mean, my God. Fuck. The Kremlin Cup on Balco. I mean, toss, provide. So, the NRC, the Nuclear Regulatory Committee, who's the overseer who licensed these, Gates, who Utah. So I asked, you know, I'm not a YouTube blogger. I'm an activist. I'm a scientist. I do the work. So I asked Governor Cox. You know, I was all over Governor Herbert, asked him multiple times. I've asked all my politics, all these people. So I asked Governor Cox before he became governor of the state of Utah about these SMRs. I'm like, what about this SMR, blah, blah. He played stupid with me. He told me he didn't even know what they were. Now, how's that possible that just a few months later he gets elected, surprisingly, with 36% of the vote? And one of the first things he does without no legislative oversight, of course, they would have probably done it. They did it with Nuscale. He signs a deal with Bill Gates for our money. So you're paying a bill right now, your light bill in Utah. It's called AMP for wind and solar. It's coming out of your bill and going to Bill Gates right here, right now, today. So he has no license for this small because they don't exist. So the NRC this week, and I see no headline. I don't see Reuters. I don't see I don't even see any of these. So the alternative media is worse than the regular media. Please, we played that out. You see what these fear porn, freak show, what they've turned YouTube, Twitter into, all of it. How come no one's reporting this? The NRC sent his license application back on Friday. You don't think that's a big deal? Well, look at the propaganda and the fucking shit you're seeing all over. You think, oh, that's all these legislators, house to house, are approving something that doesn't even fucking exist and throwing money to this guy? Ha! The NRC, this is how the NRC works. The nuclear rally cheerleaders, I call them. I know them all personally, by the way. Go ask them, every one of them. I'm the keynote speaker in almost every hearing. You know, even if it's online or the rest of you are, I don't know where you're at. Radio Goo, Radio Gaga. So what the NRC does when you send in the application for the license, the review process, if they're like, we don't see any real even working model or anything that even similar, even on paper, they send it back. And they'll say, when you have something that's real, send it to us. And I'm not even talking actual physical, because there are no. And if Nuscale didn't prove that to you, this has gone on for fucking 12 years on the Nuscale scam. 12 years, this pyramid scheme. And you're going to GameStop it and make these crooks even richer. I mean, they never had it. Tim Martin, my friend who I work with, the other biologist in Oregon, was living in Corvallis, Oregon State. And they had a warehouse up there. We'll testify to this. And he was parked in his Airstream, he around Oregon. He's a famous fishing guide who's documented the Fukushima catastrophe. He's in his Airstream living up there, and it's right next to their Nuscale's plant. And he says they got all kinds of equipment. They brought in this stainless steel. You should have seen it. All this equipment. And then all of a sudden you see all these guys in their Bugattis and their Lamborghinis showing up, and, their whole $20,000 suits, he said, and they would walk them through. Well, you know who that was? That was the venture capitalists. And then he says that went on for, a few months, and then all the equipment just disappeared. They never made anything. They never did anything. It was a sham from the beginning. Idaho National Lab, as you know, I've been up there dozens and dozens of times. My friend Blake from here, San Diego, he bought the little bar at Atomic City. I'm up there, play back the tape here. How many times have I been protesting the gate? I know everybody up there. I go sit in that old bar and visit with, and he tells me what's going on out there, Floor. Remember Floor, the big signs? I'm the guy that freaking got them signs. I mean, what the fuck are you doing? On a government installation, I thought, talk about bleeding in. They never had shit. I know firemen in Blackfoot personally that had to go on when the barrels were popping. I'm like, are they testing SMR? They ain't testing shit out there. My mother's family, my grandparents' family are from there, Salmon and Ketchum and Lava. I got lots of connections up there. I've been all over there. How many times have I been up there? I was up there again just this year. There's no way. It was a sham. If that doesn't prove you it's a sham, so what do? They get the funding, which was Lead Dog, which was a sham. Then Obama and Trump both feed them the grant. I mean, unbelievable sums of money. And which was fraud from the inception, because you have to have the original funding. It was a fraud. So they play along and they spend the money on propaganda and themselves. And getting rich. They go to the Utah State Legislature and lobby those guys, because we have a bill I was part of that group that got the bill through AMPS. I used to be involved with Hill. When Hill was Hill's worthless now. Matt got so freaked out, all the threats and everything to him, that he finally quit, and he's a school teacher at St. Joe's. And so, a judge. Stevie Nicks' old school. And so, tell me lies. Tell me sweet little nuclear lies. It's all a lie. So, this money can flow. So then they decide, let's take it public on the New York Stock Exchange. What? I'm like, no product, no revenue. So they go into the Utah legislature, and we have this bill we got through for AMPS for wind and solar alternative. I was part of the group that got it through. They come and start lobbying and say, hey, they saw that money that was coming out of our bills. Gods of money sitting in that fund. And they're like, there's someone we can rob. And they went in there and bribed these politicians. I was there. I watched it. They're lobbying under the House door. I videoed it. They were at the universities. I'm in their face. Play back the tape, Your Honor. I exposed their freaking bribing fraud. And Utah passed it anyway. Governor Hermert told me he wouldn't sign it. Told me right to my face he wouldn't. Oh, he signed it. So I says, this is renewable? Something that does Santa Claus and Easter Bunny renewable? Is the Tooth Fairy renewable? So they started robbing all the money. So they signed a contract and they go, all these little municipalities. I've talked to all these guys, all these mayors. I know lots of them. Morgan, Kaysville, Murray, Logan. All these municipalities that go in there with it. And here's $200,000 a piece from the feds, from the government. Form you a consortium to promote this. Well, they just basically gave it to a mayor, and he just went, thanks for the $200,000, and didn't do shit. Yeah, we're going to have it. And Utah just kept funding. And then you had KSL, Deseret News, Tribune just grandstanding. Deseret News and KSL are so disgusting. I mean, top of propaganda this thing. They have so much liability. It is unbelievable. They push this lie narrative. There are no SMRs. We're not talking an SMR on a ship. By the way, ships, SMR, small modular reactors, they have backup diesel generators anyway, and they barely can freaking do a ship. And they don't even work half the time anyway. Every time they've been tried, they were tried in the 60s at Idaho National Lab. They peeled people off the freaking ceilings. Blew up. They tried it at Santa Susana in Los Angeles. Do you even know about that? Google it at Rocket 9. And then you wonder why there's all that cancer in freaking LA. Blew the hell up nasty. Oh, that was a long time ago. How about on the White Sea on 8/8, 2019 in Russia when it blew up? They don't work. I mean, they condense it, it doesn't work. And even if it did work, the hypothesis is going to produce even more waste, more toxic, more dangerous. And they don't. There's no such thing. So, but Bill Gates knows this, doesn't he? He's been playing Utah like a fiddle for all these years. He's playing us again. And how can Cox not know this? I don't know. Good puppet. It's unbelievable to me. And then you're going to, so all fraud. They take the company public. He rings the bell on New York Stock Exchange, SMR, and then these venture capitalists that they sold this bill of goods to, they flow in. They know it's a sham, but they know that they can get a good bump because what happens, I'm an old Wall Street guy. I'm an old derivative. I taught the trading class and the arbitrage class and all the stock market classes at Weber State, the #1 school of business in the United States, beating Wharton, beating Harvard, Brennan. I was the guy there. I taught those classes. I mean, that's what I did for a living. So what happens when you go public, the exchange and the powers that be, the government, subsidies, and the exchange will support that floor. It opened at 10, which was at the lower range. Everybody knows it's a sham, but they support it and they caught a little bit of a hot market. And so it pops to 14. And I'm like, short it, short it, short it. I'm an old short seller, Good one. I wouldn't even short stocks. I would just buy puts. I was deadly at it. Play back the tape. Go back to 2011 when I had you all going in. Play back these videos. I had you, let's see, in 2011, go all in Tesla. I had 30,000 shares of Tesla when it IPO'd that I'd made. I hit mine that bird on the Kentucky Derby in 2009 for over 100 grand. I put about 50 grand in the stock market. I turned that 50 grand into well over $1 million. I was playing the triple derivative short on silver. Right here on YouTube. Right here. I'm like, everybody's all, yeah, gold, silver, gold, silver. And I'm like, get out of gold, silver, triple. Go all in on Apple. Go on. This is in 2011. Play back the tape. Go all in on Tesla. I had 30,000 shares of Tesla at the Apple. You know what that's worth today? Well, how come you're not filthy, stinking rich? 2 months later, a truck hit me. Literally, a freight train hit me. Boom, I just got a stomach ache one day. Ended up being a really aggressive, radical form of AML leukemia, which unsurvivable. Absolutely unsurvivable. I don't know. I was uninsured. I forked over every freaking dime I had to get into that, bone marrow transplant unit at LDS, and I was too sick for a transplant. I mean, I don't think people have any clue how brutal this fucking fight of mine has been. I've been in critical condition for mostly for 12 years. The chemo took out my gallbladder, took out my teeth. I had no shot. I've had open heart surgery twice. Trolls, they hired the nuclear industry going after me. It's Kevin Blanch. I mean, the guy they fear. Because who knew that to tell the truth and be a real activist in the fucking real spectrum of fucking time would be a revolutionary act, Kevin Blanch. Look the price I've paid. Fuck. And nobody's going to support me because you think, oh, I made some money. Yeah, I made this. That's your zenith to life, and you can't even support and help me out? And thank you to the small few that have. And it's been fucking lame, but I guess that was the way it was meant to be. The elasticity of time. Your place in time, as Albert Einstein would say. So, they set their license. They don't have a fucking license. They never will. How did Nuscale get their license? let's see. Trump named Cynthia the head of the NRC. The second he did that, I'm like, whoa, because they wouldn't have got it, and she became the chair. And I'm like, wait a minute. She used to work at Idaho National Lab. Wait a minute. She worked with Jose Reyes, the CEO of Nuscale. That's conflict. She's got to recruit herself. And I'm all over them. I'm telling them, you got to pull it. And they passed it by 1 vote. The licensing is total bullshit. Now, by the way, I'm the only person in history who's ever confronted all these members of the NRC about the Fukushima cover-up, about the Nuscale sham. The only person on earth. And I have. Play back the tape. San Luis Obispo, when I'm going right at, Allison McFarland there, she's head of the NRC then. Gregory Jacko, they all know me personally. I've been at this for decades. They know it. And they know I know my shit. And they are all ears and they listen. So he has no license. None of these have a license. Oh, Rolls-Royce is going to get into it. But the only municipality on the face of the earth, these bullshit contracts they have, Romania's got a contract. They're not vested contracts. They're ifs contracts. Utah's the only that's been flooding the money, and Nuscale come right out and said, they admitted it this year. We ain't got it. Bye. I've done hundreds and hundreds of videos on this. I've been on site, in the state legislature, in these politicians, at Idaho National Lab. I've been at this the whole time, and they threw hands and says, we don't have it. Bye. And then the insiders in February started selling stock. They started selling stock at 8, at 9, at 8, at 7, at 6. Reyes, Hopkins, Colbert, all these, they made so many millions of dollars, and the stock goes from $14 to $1.90. And then you decide you want to game stock it. And some idiot fools go in there and play you. They pump it. It's the most classic, it's the quintessential, the original, it's bigger than the great pump and dump Jack Welch, which is the greatest Ponzi scheme in history. Was in CNBC. Hey, I'm Joe Kerner. I'm Kramer. We're going to grandstand it. What a sham. Remember, I was a Wall Streeter for all that. A good one. Very successful. It's a long, complicated story. But the stock crashes, and then you want to game stock it? These guys get, the fucking company has no product. It has no contracts because Utah pulled the plug finally after all this money. They got shit. Not to mention, where the fuck is this? Not to mention at least 20 shareholders' lawsuits against them. At least 20. Where's the SEC? Where the fuck is this? And so now Gates is playing the same sham. Kemmer, fuck. I used to date Miss fucking Kemmer. Miss Wyoming herself. Oh, yeah. Her and I. That's a long time ago, but from Kemmer. You ever been to Kemmer? Wow. Fuck, oh my God. I know all those people. I've talked to Bill here recently. I'm like, fuck, Bill. Are you crazy? Oh, well, Gates was just here. I'm like, you're fucking full of shit. He ain't going to do shit. He doesn't even have a license. What, they're going to build one? You're going to do it in Virginia. You're going to do it here. They're going state to state, house to house, IEA fucking subsidy. They're grandstanding in Brussels. Fucking, you got the Fed subsidies, Price Anderson, the Department of Nuclear Energy's throwing money at you, going house to house. I'm the first guy that started protesting that. Bank Ballot on Chemo, Status King Como. They're going to have a fucking bake sale at your local PTA. It's unbelievable. It's a sham. It's an idiot. And do you understand opportunity cost? And you people that are pumping this, do you have no conscience? The opportunity cost, what they've done, what the nuclear industry has done to our climate. Because why? They've stole all the money that could have been put to real solutions. I see Australia just come out and voted on their top 10 list of funding for clean energy. Guess what number 10 was? Dead last. Oh, you got it. Nuclear energy. Because they know it's a sham. Let's go build a Mox fuel plant in fucking Savannah River, fucking South Carolina. Talk about the Tower of Babel. Fucking, I'm coming up on Easter. My God. What a fucking sham this industry is. And we just keep flooding and flooding and flooding and flooding. And so, it came out Friday. It's a major story. And you're the only one that reports it. The NRC sent his application back. It says, when you have this, put it back. Oh, and you think that's not a big, it's a big deal. They did the same thing with Sam Altman at Stanford. Sam Altman's going right down the same word as Bankman Fried, and Eliza Holmes. Ain't there Stanford? Wasn't Liz Holmes Christian Holmes the Fourth's daughter? Oh, that guy? Enron? Hello. You're going to perpetuate this sham. How about the opportunity cost? The billions and trillions of Googles that they've stole. So this SMR, I mean, it should be the it should be the second biggest story in the fucking country. Besides Fukushima, number one. What's the other? The debt. Fuck, the debt just really psychotic, and everybody's just like, oh, look at me, I got some money. Look at my real estate values. Yeah, so you can pay more fucking taxes. Fuck it, it's a freak show, you know. We'll see. Well, we'll already have seen. What trades in the morning? It's at 450. I sold you buy all the puts you could at $10 and fucking 14 cents. I tagged it and posted it. We're talking 2 sessions ago, less than 2 sessions ago, a session and a half ago. You fucking, who can do that? It goes from $10.14 to $4.50, and I guess none of you took my advice? What? You know what kind of score that is? Do you have that, especially in the derivatives market, you bought puts? Fuck, you know what your puts just did? Fuck, they're up fucking 1,500%. I mean, hello? We'll see what happens, but this fucking stock's going to go to zero one of these first fucking days. So, because it just blows my mind that there's nobody has stepped in, whether it be the SEC, the state of Utah, on all this shit and fucking say, hey, we're investigating this. How can these guys pyramids? I mean, you look from the day it went public, was only a couple years ago. I've never seen a graph like that. I've never seen a sham like this, and I'm an old Wall Street guy. Fucking blows my... I used to teach these classes at the #1 school of business in the United States. You know, we're public... Of course, they ain't now, are they? They're an investigation by the FBI. That was clear back then. Don't even get me going on that fucking sham. So, the Bill Gates, Terra Firma, license got sent back. Sam Altman's, same thing. He's going to take public too. I guess he's going to be the next one. Remember, I was in the bone marrow transplant clinging to life when Liz Holmes was faking those blood works. And I watched people come in and out of there and saying, oh no, we got this other test, you know. Fuck, how many people did she cost their lives, not just their money? You know, arguing with doctors on their blood works. Fuck, I mean, blood works when you got AML leukemia. Fuck, I was in the fucking... That unit is fucking radical as fuck. I mean, I don't think you have any clue. You know, West 10 at UCLA, East State. I mean, going to bone marrow transplant unit, AML, and fucking, I mean, go in there. Oh, you ain't. I went through that for how long? I look back on, holy. You have no clue about fucking pain and the intensity and how radical those units are. You know, I got no pigment in my eyes, blisters up and down my tongues. I weighed 119 pounds, could hardly even fucking walk. Can't eat. You're living on a bag. Fucking, you can't sleep. I mean, central line hanging out of your jugular vein, out of your brainstem, out of your fucking lumbar puncture. And then you come out and you're fucking dead broke because all your money you have to fork over to get in. And you can't work, you just fight. I go walk the whole coast of California show, do the greatest PhD in human fucking history. In a transparent way, what do I get for it? I get attacked, and then I'm a mommy vlogger. I'm a childhood therapist in Utah, fucking making hundreds of millions on their YouTube site when I'm the real actor and I get shit. I mean, this story is fucking, it blows my mind. It really blows my mind how psycho fucking people, and I never got one penny funny from anybody in Utah. And that's where I do all. I mean, I shut down Blue Castle on the green. I fucking had the energy solutions things done. I took care of this whole Nuscale fucking shit. I go on and on about my accomplishments here. And the funding I have comes from Northern California or Austria or fucking Lower Manhattan, which is dried up. I mean, I have a couple people. I mean, I guess that's just, I don't know. So, the Nuscale the terraform. I mean, that's such a major story. The NRC sent that last. And here's John Curtis in Utah. He's sponsoring a fucking bill. All these downwinders in Utah. I mean, how soon we forget, right? Oh, the nuclear fallout. Sure, fucking didn't forget. It goes on for hundreds of millions of years. He sponsors a bill to fast track all the regulatory committees. Said, well, it doesn't matter. You could pass all the bills. You could throw all the money you want to it. It's the Easter Bunny. It's Santa Claus. It's the Tooth Fairy. It's, let's go right here to the Great Salt Lake and fucking go blue marlin fishing. So my mom, before she passed away, would say, that brilliant artist, she would say to me, Kevin, you've been single for a while now. When are you getting remarried? She says, I don't know about some of these girls you hang around with. I says, well, that's, you know, just maybe not so much the marrying type, huh? When are you going to get remarried? And I says, when I find a girl who bends her left knee at the knee when I kiss her in her dress and is willing to stomp graze barefooted. She says, you might as well go right here on the Great Salt Lake and go see if you can catch a mermaid. I'm like, yeah. So that's what it is. It's a fucking sham. You can fast track. You can, because it just shows these lobbyists own these politicians, and they're telling them, we need to sponsor this, but we need to get more money towards this. So they keep throwing money towards this. Where does the money go? In their pockets. It makes these fuckers filthy, and it's never enough. Fucking build a fucking SMR factory, fucking here, there, everywhere. Fucking semi. Oh my God. No, they're not. There are no SMRs. It's a fucking sham. Stop the fairy tale. 80 years. Stop the fairy tale. Here we go. This book is green. 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 Uh-oh. Don't break that. This book is green. This book is green. This book is green. This book is green. Look, what a sham. The greatest lie in human history, bar none. Saddam Hussein has weapons of mass destruction. It's right there. Want you to keep informed. The plume is coming over us now. Fucking Obama and fucking the scientists tell it it's safe when Cheryl Mills' emails are going out saying it's radioactive. Didn't tell any of us. I got cancer right after that. I was working outside. We know the plume hammered right here. The greatest lie in human history is nuclear energy is clean. It's green. It's too cheap. Even Louis Strauss is the guy who coined the term too cheap to meter. I look back, Louis Strauss was right. He was so remorseful. He says, no, I was so wrong about that. He was a fierce anti-nuclear, wasn't he? He freaking did everything he could to stop Oppenheimer from dropping that bomb. And then Oppenheimer played victim? Oh, fuck, pop, oppie drop. So you can go GameStop this all you want, unconscious fucks. I mean, think about all the people and all the fucking cancer and all the thing, and you're going to fucking promote these shammers so they can do more. You know, you want to support these free... It's just like Governor Cox and Utah State Letter. What are you doing, man? What are you doing? Where's the SEC on this? Where's the fucking FBI on this? It's like this mega welfare dairy behind my house and backhanded the fucking migrant worker in the fucking face. 300-pounder. He exploited hundreds. I live here. I've been here my whole life. I've watched him break hundreds and hundreds of laws. Thousands of felonies. He's exploited human traffic fucking so many fucking workers for decades by the hundreds. Nothing? You can backhand a fucking migrant worker for asking for your paycheck? Houses and houses fucking full of them. Most exploited. I've watched it go on for years. And no charges. What the fuck? What is the matter with this state? Fucking Jody Hillbrand finally in prison. But think about all the power. She's working for the courts. She's your fucking expert for the fucking Utah courts for child custody cases. Think about for how many years? Fuck. What is the matter with this place? I mean, it's insane. I mean, I'm 7th generation here. It blows my fucking mind. And we're going to let them sham us again. Nuscale and fucking Bill Gates' terra firma gonna build. No, they're not. They ain't building shit. They're just stealing money, and Utah just keeps handing it over to them. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. So you, I tell you, short of stock at $10.14, and nobody's paying attention. How deadly have I been over the years on the fucking market? But I guess you're too caught up in something. I don't know what they're caught up in. You're telling me nobody fucking followed my advice and bought puts or fucking shorted that stock? Fuck, you're talking in 36 hours. You go from 10.14 to fucking. You know how much what a score that is in the derivatives market? Because it's all based on time, right? Oh fuck. I don't know. Just keep fighting on. I mean, what good does it do me? It hasn't done me any good. I mean, I guess I'm alive, but I made promises in that bone marrow transplant when I was going out of coma that I would continue to fight these fuckers. I used to go from the bone marrow transplant of this into the state rights because it's right across Memory Grove and fight with them in there. I was dead on the money, fucking right from the very fucking beginning on this, from day one. The only person on earth that fought him. I feel like Semmelweis. And what do I get for it? I get slandered. I get kettled. I get fucking poverty. I get my chest split open, my heart ripped out. I've had open heart surgery twice, and my heart's a beast. I have a great heart. So I asked Dr. God to tell you Kevin Blanch's famous heart. No, I mean, the chemo took out my aortic valve. I was kicked off Medicaid by Mike Lee. What the fuck kind of abuse is that? Go give fucking Tim Ballard some fucking money. I mean, it's fucking sickening. So, fight these fuckers to see where you get them. Fight on. Fight goes on. Greatest PhD in human history. Fuck, what a battle, huh? What a battle. Stay in tune.